The Fujifilm X-M5 is an incredible camera, but if I'm being honest, in its stock form, I honestly don't find it that comfortable to hold. This is especially true during longer shoots or with larger lenses, and those scenarios are where a good aftermarket grip can really make a big difference. Today, we'll be comparing two popular options from SmallRig, the sleek SmallRig L grip that's made out of metal, and the classy looking leather half case. Which one of these transforms the X-M5 into the perfect companion? Let's dive in to find out. Let's start with what these two grips have in common. Both options improve the comfort, holdability, and overall ergonomics of the X-M5 compared to its stock form, and they also allow for easy access to the battery compartment in order to change your battery or SD card. They also provide additional protection for the camera body as well, which is another bonus. They're both constructed from high quality materials and feel extremely premium when you hold them. Finally, they both feature a built-in 1/4-20 tripod socket, though the leather case has just one on the bottom, while the metal one has four for increased versatility. Moving on to the metal L grip, I actually purchased the SmallRig metal L grip with my own money back when I first picked up the X-M5, and I genuinely believe this is a must-have accessory for anyone using medium to large lenses on the X-M5. It makes the camera significantly easier and more stable to hold, and it also integrates seamlessly with the body, kind of like Fujifilm intended for it to be there from the factory, if I'm being honest. One of my favorite features of this is the built-in Arca Swiss tripod plate here on the base. It's super convenient for mounting the camera to most tripods without needing a separate plate mounted on the bottom of your camera, which is really sleek and helpful for hybrid shooters or anyone who constantly switches between handheld and mounted setups. Moving on to the leather half case, this, on the other hand, was sent to me for free by SmallRig for review. Now, they don't have any input on my opinions here, and in fact, initially I told them that I'm not a fan of leather cases and I didn't want to review this. Ultimately, though, I decided to give it a chance because I hadn't really given one a fair chance before, and frankly, I thought that you guys might find a comparison to the metal grip interesting. Honestly though, when I requested this for review from them, or accepted it I should say, I had pretty much already determined that this wasn't for me and I was just doing it for the YouTube channel. But that being said, my first impressions of this were that it's stylish and looks really good on the camera. At first though, I didn't love how it felt. When I first got this, my everyday lens on the X-M5 was the 33mm f1.4, and it just, with a lens that big or bigger, this just didn't feel as balanced or as ergonomic as I was used to with the metal L grip. What changed in my opinion though is when I tried it with smaller lenses like the TT Artisan 27mm or even the slightly larger Sigma 56. With those lenses, it's a completely different story, and the leather case combined with those feels completely natural and comfortable, and honestly it kind of perfectly complements the lightweight compact design of the X-M5 in a way that the metal grip kind of doesn't. The metal grip kind of makes it try to feel like a bigger camera with a deeper grip, whereas the leather case kind of just adds a little bit of grip without making it feel like it's trying to be a bigger camera, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Now, one downside to this is that unlike the metal grip, this case doesn't have a built-in tripod plate. It's just flat on the bottom, as you can see here. But it does have that 1/4-20 thread, so you can attach a standard quick release plate or an F38 plate or a Peak Design capture plate. Any of those things will slap right on the bottom of this. You can still mount it in a tripod. And honestly, it also will pair fine with a micro tripod like my Manfrotto Pixie, which is actually my preferred tripod for this camera because it's so small and I'm traveling so light when I carry it. Personally, for me, if I was to be getting serious enough to be pulling out a full-size tripod, I'd probably be reaching for a bigger camera like my X-H2 or my Nikon Z6 II instead. And so this isn't really a big deal for me that this doesn't have the tripod plate built into the bottom the same way as this does. So now that we've covered both of these grips, which one is right for you? Honestly, I think it comes down to a combination of personal preference and how you plan to use your X-M5. If you're somebody who regularly uses larger lenses, or you just want the convenience of the built-in Arca Swiss tripod plate, then the metal L grip is definitely the more practical of the two options, no questions asked. That being said, if you're like me and you're primarily using your X-M5 as an everyday carry camera with more compact lenses, then the leather half case is actually a fantastic choice. It's stylish, it's comfortable, and it's perfectly suited for handheld shooting with smaller lenses. As for me, I'm keeping both. I do think the leather case, though, is going to live on my X-M5 90% of the time or so when I'm using it as an everyday carry camera. I just like it better with the small lenses I use in that scenario. If you're interested in picking up any of the products that I've mentioned today, I've included affiliate links in the description below. Using these links helps support my channel without costing you anything extra, and I really appreciate that. I'll see you guys next time.